let's quickly get some reactions also. Mr. K. Manan, who's a noted Supreme Court lawyer, also joining us right now. Mr. Manan, thank you for speaking to us on Republic, sir. We are just perusing through the judgment copy of the release of the assassins of the former Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi, but I'm sure this is a story, that could have struck a chord with you also. What is going to be your first reaction to what you've seen, what you've heard so far?
Being a defense lawyer, I don't have any reaction or action, but the only thing is Supreme Court should also consider the other people who are languishing in the jail on the same parameter. Not only particular case should be chosen and picked up and release the prisoners who were life convicted, and likewise, lot of other people, thousands people are there who are languishing in the jail. They should consider their cases as well. This is my only request through your channel to the Honorable Supreme Court, that because even otherwise, a few years ago, I think Priyanka ji or the Rahul ji were also not opposing their release. But at the same time, I'm not considering that whether the family was against or in favor of a release. My concern is that the people who are languishing in the jail, in the jail for the last more than 2-3 decades, their cases should also be taken up by the Honorable Supreme Court, and on the same parameter, all the prisoners who have already completed 30 years, more than 30 years, they should be released released as these people have been released. That's all, nothing more than that.
Okay, Mr. Manan, but you're a very senior lawyer, sir, and I do understand you don't want to go into the details or comment on what the Supreme Court has said so far. I also want to get in our colleague Rhythm, but I just want to read this bit here, Mr. Manan, with your permission, where the court says, this is point number 11 and this is page number 5. In case of the applicant Robert Pias, it says, it is seen that his conduct has been found to be satisfactory. It says he's also been suffering from various ailments during the period of incarceration. He's undertaken studies and obtained various degrees and diplomas, including the postgraduate degree in arts and history. Mr. Manan, the point as a citizen today, I just want to know, these are enemies of the state. They are accused of, conspiring to assassinate a former prime minister.
Exactly. I totally agree with you. The only, you see that if somebody was convicted when he was 20 years or 25 years, after 30 years, he must have completed 55 years. Naturally, he will come in the old age. And in old age, everybody has number of diseases. But this criteria, as I said earlier, should be applicable to others also. It should not be, it can be considered. We usually, when we ask for the regular bail of pending trial, these are the grounds that he is sick, he is old, not a previous convict, his conduct is such and such. Whoever sitting in jail, they can't commit any crime. Their conduct must be a good.
Okay, but these are terrorists.
What is the parameter of their conduct?
All right, Mr. Manan, with your permission, I also want to get in rhythm.
Mr. Manan,
okay, I want to get in rhythm also. Rhythm, what's the larger message that's going on and what are the highlights from the judgment?
Mr. Manan, the one question we did want to ask you is, it is not important for a Supreme Court to be technical, with all due respect to our court and the judgment. Even if the Tamil Nadu State Cabinet, sir, has come out with multiple resolutions, these are terrorists. We've seen the kind of words, and in 1991, how the 5-day plan was executed, the dry run that was done, the conspiracy that was there, to let terrorists off on the basis of some accounts that there was a mercy plea or there were Tamil Nadu state body resolutions is not enough, and that's the reason there's a shockwave. At the end of the day, it's the Prime Minister, a former Prime Minister of India, who was assassinated. Don't you think, Mr. Manan, in going forward, this might be giving leeway to other terrorists that this is what happens in our country?
Exactly. They should have not, I think they should have considered the background. the background of the case, who was murdered, ex-prime minister of the country, by whom? Terrorist group of the other country. Country was Lanka, Sri Lanka. So this was not a case where the benefit of all these things should have been given. But at the same time, because it is the Supreme Court, apex court, above that nobody is there. No court is there. So they should have considered all these parameters